heard about in the Czech Republic a cast glass facility in a town called Pelikov. I made an application to the Fulbright Commission to go there with the idea of making my first cast dress. So the first piece took about an entire year. I think they were excited about the work, but they were a little bit nervous about their ability to realize it.
Já nevím, tak já zatím bych vzal třeba jenom tohle špičku. Jo, okay. Jo, aby jsme to vzali co nejméně, pak uvidíme, můžeme jít.
I've always been attracted to figurative art, and I think that the human body is the one thing that everybody has in common. And I started using the dress as a metaphor for the body and for human presence. It's feminine and it's beautiful, but it's also incredibly expressive. And I feel that the way I started using the dress, particularly in this body of work, the dress almost became flesh-like and really sort of transformed into the figure. So the first step is painting the wax, molten wax, on the body. And people always try to imagine how I get the impression of the body on the inside of the finished sculpture. And this is how I do it. I make the body in a positive, and then I take an impression off of it with the wax. When I choose the bodies, I think about sort of the mood or the atmosphere of the person, and then I try and position their body when I take a mold off of it to capture that mood. So this is Nadia, and for example, she was very melancholy. So I tried to give her a position, sort of a weighty feeling. And then she actually fell asleep when I was taking the mold. So I had to keep waking her up. I always take the impression off of the hands as well as the rest of the body, because I'm never sure at this point 100% if I'll be including some pieces of drapery or if I will be maybe cutting off the rest of the arm if it's a short sleeve dress. But I always like to keep all of my options open. I started looking at how drapery has been used in art and drapery in combination with the human body. And in many of the historic works, the drapery takes on a life of its own, and it really becomes the expressive material of the work of art. I think Bernini's Ecstasy of St. Teresa is the most obvious example where the drapery, it's rapturous, you know, it's really almost lifting off of the figure in this ecstatic moment. This tradition sort of gave me a vocabulary, a pre-existing vocabulary to use the clothing and the drapery as an expressive language.